just a big turnaround, locked gates, or whether this goes into, I don't know. I don't know. We got a full tank, so we can go wherever this road takes us. I do know from this point on out, you almost have to start very early in the morning, because even right now it's pretty toasty. And the armor jacket that I have on is full mesh. There's no so I can't have anything more breathable than what I already have on. But you know, I'm not going to be doing this with shorts on. And like I said before, I'm not doing it with sneakers. I don't care how hot my feet are. We're not in the Philippines where everybody would be in a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops on their motorbike. You know, it's wild. That's the way it is in those countries, but surprisingly enough, there's not that many problems or accidents. I mean, sure, people do get hurt, people do fall off their motorcycle, people do lose a lot of skin because they hardly have any clothes on at all, but you would really think that it would be a lot more. You know, you have 5 people on a motorcycle, you have the little baby that like lays on the gas tank, you know, and it's all normal. Whenever I was trying to tell people over there, it's like, man, you should really wear boots. They look at me like, boots? I don't want to wear boots. And when people grow up in an environment and they're used to, you know, riding their motorbikes with flip-flops, there's very little you can say or do to convince them otherwise. Now, of course, you realize most of the bikes in Asia are really scooters. You know, 100cc, 150cc. When I was on my Honda 250 CRF, people looked at that like, oh, it's a big bike. Excuse me? But, you know, it's all relative. So I realized that, you know, when you're on pretty much mopeds, it's a whole different ball game. In the bigger cities, once in a while you'll see a leader bike over there, but it's the kind of thing where if you're on a big bike, everybody in town has to come out and look at it. They want a picture with it. Every now and then you'll see a Harley, but they're very few and far between. Only because you have to realize the majority of people in those countries are broke. And they just can't afford big bikes. But they're there. If you have the money, you can get 1000cc bikes. But where are you going to ride it? I mean, the roads are not really you know, they're not like what we're used to. They don't have freeways. So scooters really make perfect sense. You know, you buy gas along the side of the road, and people are selling it out of Coke bottles. When I first went over there, I was looking and I was thinking, like, what are all these Coke bottles on the side of the road? And then it dawned on me, it's like, that's gasoline. That's petrol by the liter. And people just put the gasoline in liter and 2-liter Coke bottles. That's how you buy it. So, Asia's great. I enjoyed my travels over there. What's going on with these guys? I think it's just a coffee break. That's the wall right down there. That's the border. So you can see how close we are to Mexico. That is the wall. There's different offshoots to this truck trail route, so one of these days I will find. Does this actually go out this? Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this will dump you out into some kind of civilization, but I'm not sure. But I see a lot of other traffic up here. Where does, I might ask these people up here where it comes out. Should get some typo maps. Then it would be real easy to see exactly where all this goes. But you know, when you're riding, you can't look at a typo map, and then they get all wrinkled and they're like a pain in the ass to deal with. Those maps are usually better, well suited if you're planning your route at home on your kitchen table. Today I've seen a lot more bikes out here. I guess last weekend was crappier weather, and I think as the weeks go on, more and more people are just like, they've had enough of this quarantine bullshit, so they're like, I don't care, I'm going out riding. And so much of it makes no sense. I mean, this is pretty rural country, and it's like, you're out here. How is this posing any kind of health risk upon anybody else? You're on your bike, you have a helmet on. There's so many things that make absolutely no sense. And there's so many people that are claiming to be experts. And it's like, why am I taking so-and-so's word for it? What authority do they have? What training do they have? How do they become an expert? So how can you trust what they're saying is the truth? There's so many uncertainties. And you just don't know what the agenda is behind the reasoning. Just follow the money trail. That'll tell you what the agenda is. Oh. It's sort of nice to be able to have this right in your backyard. When I was living back east in Delaware and Pennsylvania, it's like there's just hardly any places like this to ride. I went to Jersey a few times and rode in the Pine Barrens, but that's all that sugar sand crap. And Otay Mountain Wilderness Area. And I'm just not a huge lover of that deep sand crap. If you're in that crap, you do, by all means, have to keep your speed up. You cannot ride slow in sand. It'll fight you. It'll destroy you. You'll be worn out, and you'll swear to God you'll never want to ride in it again. So your throttle is your best friend in sand, because it actually puts your bike, it actually like planes on top of it. It also helps to air down, of course. I didn't bother airing down on this kind of terrain. This is hard packed. But if you're going to be in that loamy soft shit, I will go down to 14, 15 pounds. Just remember to air back up. And I always have a compressor with me, you know, one of those portable jobs. So if I do air down, I don't have to go to a gas station. I can just air right back up, and I don't risk damaging my tube or anything like that. I am running rim locks in both of these tires. Sometimes I don't always run a rim lock in the front. In the rear, I think it's a good idea too. But on the other hand, you know, I don't do any serious riding anyway, so, but I have two rim locks, front and rear, right now. I'm running a Dunlap D605 on the rear, and I think it's a Continental TKC 70 something on the front. Actually, I got the front tire when I bought an extra wheel, because my original plan was I wanted two sets of wheels. I was going to have more street tires on one and more off-road on the other. And now I have non-dot tires on one of my back wheel wheels. These are dot tires that I have on my bike right now. Certain places will check, most times no, but depends on how hungry the rangers are. They'll check your tires. I don't have any desire to go up that rock hill. But I'm thinking about getting some other, like 70-30 tires. can't remember what my non-dot tire is on the rear. I think it's a BF Goodrich something or other. It's very gnarly. It's excellent off-road, but on-road, you definitely know you have knobs on. You can feel the thump, 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 thump kind of a thing. And I'm really almost sorry that I bought those tires. But at this point, I mean, they're still brand new, and I'm going to use them. But I won't buy any more non-dot tires. And I take this bike to work. I do commute on it. And even though I'd like to say that I ride more on dirt than I do street, I don't. So sometimes it's hard to be realistic. And there's the prison. Oh, we got some ATV guys. You know, those ATVs look like a lot of fun, but they're very expensive. You know, you can have over 20 G's in one of those things. Now, I can have a lot of dual sports for that kind of money. You know, I guess, you know, if you have that kind of disposable income, you know, it's okay. But for me personally, I'd rather be on two wheels. But, you know, if you're going out with a partner, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or if you have little kids with you, I get it. I understand it's probably a more comfortable way to do this kind of exploring than everybody on their own two-wheelers. There's debates of whether or not a two-wheeler you can go in places a bike can't. I mean, I know there's people that have, you know, much higher skill on a bike than I do and can probably go anywhere a four-wheeler can. But as you also know, I don't go and try to find the most gnarliest single track. I'm not, you know, trying to prove anything to anybody. I always say my mission is to come back in one piece. My mission is to come back that the bike is still running. You know, that kind of a thing. And all you guys that are 23 years old and are flying and doing all these aerials and all this tactical stuff, rock on. But when you guys turn 60, we'll see how much of that crazy shit you do. Now this is going to get interesting. We're pretty much down at the bottom here, and I don't know if this is going to lead me out to somewhere, or whether I'm going to have to go all the way back up. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that this should come out to somewhere, right? Maintenance yard is. Some kind of maintenance yard. Spanish. I'm kind of thinking way back there that I did not really go to the summit. Now here's a real road. This is a real road. I gotta get a drink. Okay, I think I'm going to actually end the video right here and put this one in the books. We will catch you later. Time for a beverage.